If you venture out into nature, you'll find no shortage of large and deadly reptiles ready to attack and kill humans within seconds. After all, you're on their turf. Other times, it's them who are slithering into our human neighborhoods, up your drains, and scouting your backyard for food scraps. If you're especially unlucky, you might just find yourself dealing with a reptile so big, it's hard to believe it even exists. Just like the largest crocodile ever caught in Sri Lanka, or an anaconda so heavy it had to be moved by a crane, or even a king cobra with a head the size of an adult human. Stick around to see these and more as we count down the 12 largest reptiles ever captured by people. Number 12. Massive alligator tamed by humans. Alligators are some of the most ruthless reptiles out there. With jaws powerful enough to tear any human apart limb by limb and an aggressive temper, they're far from easy to overpower. But this group of people decided to take charge and capture a giant alligator that has made itself comfortable in someone's front yard. In order to try and get the heavy animal to move, these people tied a rope around its neck, but the weight of the gator is still too much for it to be pulled in any direction. The gator keeps flipping over, resisting all attempts to be captured. But ultimately, the humans got a huge trap and lured the animal into it after a massive struggle. Number 11. Largest crocodile ever found. On average, crocodiles weigh somewhere between 2,200 pounds with a size of about 14 feet, meaning that they're larger than most other reptiles out in the wild. But this crocodile right here is one of the biggest crocodiles in the world, weighing over a ton at a length of 17 feet. The giant crocodile looks almost like an alien creature with its size and weight. Because of its huge size, tons of people are assigned the task of taking on this giant beast. Spotted by some Sri Lankan natives when it got stuck in a canal leading off the Nilwala River, a huge crowd of people gathered as they struggled to capture this beast and release it back into the wild. Number 10. Rare cobra with human-sized head. The average king cobra usually grows up to a length of about 10 to 12 feet, and while these reptiles have a reputation for being some of the deadliest snakes in the world, they usually tend to stay very calm unless provoked. And this might just explain how this man managed to get a hold of this giant 20-foot king cobra, exhibiting features and body parts that usually aren't seen in this species. With a hood that's around the size of a human's, this snake is hissing and lunging at the man, grabbing it in his hand. But somehow, without any fear, the man puts his face up to the cobra's, almost challenging the reptile to attack again and again. Number 9. Record-holding python. Medusa is known to be the world's largest snake living in captivity. Residing in the Edge of Hell haunted house in Kansas City, this python is about 25 feet, 2 inches in size, and weighs over 350 pounds, and it survives on a diet of live raccoons, deer, and hogs. But even at her immense size, Medusa is one of the most beautiful reticulated reptiles in the world. The giant snake's most recent measurement was taken in 2011, when around 15 people came in to hold Medusa, with the snake looking more comfortable in the arms of a bunch of random humans. But don't be fooled, because with her size, Medusa could easily squeeze just about anyone to death. Number 8. World's largest crocodile caught in the Philippines. Saltwater crocodiles usually weigh more than 2,000 pounds, with tails that are strong enough to knock humans out for days. But this crocodile has managed to break all the records, growing to a size of 21 feet and weighing over a ton. Captured in a remote southern Philippine village, the villagers finally managed to capture this beast after it had launched a series of attacks on humans and animals. It is said to be the largest reptile to have ever been caught alive, and this crocodile is being carried away by tons of people who have tied its claws and jaws shut to prevent the creature from taking any more lives. Number 7. Man catches 18-foot-long crocodile. Catching a crocodile takes hours and hours of strategizing and muscle work because these reptiles never give in without a fight. But this man right here managed to tame an unusually large 18-foot-long crocodile despite the reptile's constant struggle. With the help of a few other people, the man secures a rope on the animal's top jaw and then pulls at it until the reptile has no option but to give in. As the men pull the beast out of the water, you can see how big this crocodile really is, making it one of the largest reptiles to have ever been caught by humans. Number 6. Man finds giant lizard in his house. Lizards hold a reputation for being the least deadly and the smallest in size when it comes to reptiles. This man, however, is in for a shock when he sees the biggest lizard in the world trying to climb the walls of his house. With a size of about 1.5 meters, the lizard, which is a giant-sized version of the average house lizard, is unlike any other reptile that exists out in the wild. After a long struggle, the fearless man finally manages to tie a rope around this mysterious creature's neck, pulling it outside his home and releasing it out into the wild where it belongs. Number 5. World's largest anaconda. Reaching up to over 30 feet in length, not only are anacondas some of the largest snakes in the world, but this anaconda right here has shattered all world records by possibly being the largest snake in the world. Even after being lifted up by a crane, this beast's body just never seems to end. Having been identified as some sort of poisonous boa constrictor that usually grows up to 13 feet, the snake's actual identity and origin is still up for debate. But considering the size of this unusual anaconda and the fact that no other reptiles this large have ever been discovered in the world, a single sight of this creature is enough to make anyone squeamish. Number 4. Monitor lizard gets aggressive. While monitor lizards tend to mind their own business, cornering them will always result in retaliation. This brave monitor lizard puts up a good fight trying to fend off 2 men attempting to capture it. Found resting under a family's car, a rescue team was sent to retrieve this 6.5-foot-long creature that is refusing to be caught, repeatedly attacking the workers by lunging at them. Eventually, the 2 men managed to lasso the animal's head and wrestle it into submission. The giant lizard is then tied to a stretcher to be released back out in the wild. Number 3. Anaconda caught by hand. Anacondas are extremely efficient swimmers, making it super hard for them to be caught by humans and other animals out in the wild. But this lucky explorer managed to not only find a huge anaconda deep in the jungle, but he was also brave enough to clear away some of the plants, coming face to face with a giant reptile. The snake is a 5-meter-long female anaconda, and about 3 people had to work together to capture her and save themselves from being bitten. After a careful struggle, the 3 men managed to wrestle the anaconda out into the open to get a good look at its 70-kilo body before setting it free once again. Number 2. Wrestling an alligator snapping turtle. When it comes to dangerous-looking reptiles, this alligator snapping turtle is as deadly as it gets out in the wild. With a bite force of over 1,000 pounds, these turtles have a reputation for feeding on alligators. This means that they definitely won't hesitate before attacking a mere human. But this man right here is struggling with all his strength to overpower an alligator snapping turtle that's hiding out under the water. For a while, the 200-pound turtle puts up a fight and doesn't let the man lift him up. But ultimately, the man manages to grab a hold of the turtle's thick shell, pulling it up without any fear. But even then, the animal keeps resisting, and because of how heavy and strong the beast is, the man eventually has to let it go back into the wild once again. Number 1. Giant anaconda lured into a trap. Anacondas love to feed on full-size chickens, so in this case, a group of people try luring this giant anaconda into their trap using chickens as bait. And the hungry anaconda falls for the trick within seconds. As the giant reptile tries to grab the chickens, it's captured inside a tube-like trap. The animal is then seen sloshing its long body in the water, trying to escape, but to no avail. Its head is stuck inside the tube, and the animal isn't able to see anything on the outside. The snake puts up a great fight, but ultimately has to give in, realizing there's no way out. Alright, comment down below if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to Wildly for more. See you in the next one!